Hey guys, welcome back to Mental Health with Mel. So I wanted to touch base on a topic we kind of talked about previously, self-doubt and self-questioning. I think that I am at a clearer headspace than I was when I made that first initial video, and I wanted to touch base with you guys on that just a little bit more. That being said, everything I said in that video, I still stand behind. It is still something that I struggle with, questioning myself, what I want to do, what my niche is, like when people ask you what your personality is, like are you artsy or athletic or whatever the case may be. I always just go with artsy because I have done art for a long time, but I don't really know if that's my aesthetic or niche. But regardless, I wanted to talk about that because I always felt like most people were very aware of who they are and what they like, and I have always struggled with figuring out exactly who I want to be and who I want to be, like the Disney song. Okay, anyways, I've always struggled trying to figure out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to portray to the world. You know, the older I've gotten, the more I've focused more on what I want for myself and how I think and how I feel about myself instead of what the world is seeing. So I did focus on that more, but I still lost with everything else because I hadn't figured myself out. And then I started thinking about it this week, and I realized that yes, questioning yourself is not wonderful. You should want to feel confident and secure in your answers and what you want in life. So that's still something I'm working on. But I have realized, and I feel like maybe the medication is kicking in a little bit because I have been a little bit more clear-headed, less overthinking a little bit, just feeling calmer and less talkative, which is difficult because I am making YouTube channels, so I got to talk a little bit more. I've realized that I don't necessarily think that it's that I don't know who I am. I think that depends on what mood I'm in, and I feel like us as human, we want to be very black and white. This is the kind of person I am, this is what I want to do, and this is how the world should see me. But in reality, a lot of this is dependent on how you feel mentally and physically. So for example, I have a class this semester and we go over personality traits and how that would affect you as an employee or a leader, or if you're in an interview, how someone interviewing you might perceive you and may base their hire off of the way that you would respond to certain situations. That all sounds fine and dandy, right? That makes sense. Yeah, hire me based on how I would react to things. But yes and no. As someone with bipolar, or maybe someone that has as well anxiety, someone that has a mental health illness, or even someone that just is going through a rough patch in their life, people in general, everyone has difficulties at points in their life knowing exactly how they would respond in a certain situation or who they are. It's completely normal, but we make it not normal in society because everything just needs to be completely clear and everyone just has to fit into a box so we know where to put them. And I had to make a video presentation about how our personality traits would affect that process, that hiring process, and if I agreed or disagreed. And no, I don't agree at all. I think that when I am very anxious, I have flight or fight senses, and sometimes it's a little bit of both, and I will respond differently to the same exact situation depending on how intense my anxiety is or how chill or calm I'm feeling that day. And that goes as well with my depression. Well, my bipolar, we don't know. It just depends on what mental headspace you're in. I think that a lot of the reason why some of us think that we are consistently self-doubting and just having a hard time finding ourselves is because we are consistently evolving and changing depending on our physical, emotional states, as well as what the world is throwing at us. So it's not that we aren't level-headed and clear-minded, which sometimes that is the case, but overall it's more that everyone changes and evolves. And that's a control thing. That's definitely an anxiety thing, a control thing. You just want to know what's going on, why you're doing it, and how you can change what's going on. So I just wanted to say that because I know for me, during all of this, one of the reasons that I went to therapy was because I was having issues finding myself or understanding myself. And the more I've gone, definitely the more I've seen, it's not that I don't understand myself, because a lot of what the therapist and I have discussed, like I've already thought in my head, this is what's going on, but I second guessed myself every time. And we need to cut back on that. The second guessing. You are changing, your personality is changing, you're adapting to situations, and that's all wonderful. We just need to take a second to sit back and realize why we're doing these things and if they're okay or not, and not worry so much about what box we need to fit in for society. No one fits in any box, and it's okay. And I feel like a lot of the time we're making it worse for ourselves trying to fit into these things that don't even matter, that other people might not even think about. So I really felt like that was a big factor in me and my issues and my crying and just me being overwhelmed by myself a little bit, because I was going through so many changes and personality changes. And I feel like if I had just known that it's okay and that not everything has to be so black and white, then I would have been fine for a lot of that. Hopefully that helps one of you understand yourselves a little bit better, or just see it in a different perspective. As a tip for what I have been trying to do during all of this is just going ahead and taking a step back. I took a step back from my career goals because I needed to focus on myself and my mental health, my physical health, and my education. And I know that was a very hard decision for myself, and I know that I'm fortunate to be able to make that decision and choose to not have to work just right this moment until I graduate, or at least that's the plan. Taking that time, even just the week of me taking this time, has made a huge impact on me. I feel lighter and I can breathe, and I've been able to see things in different perspectives because I've been having the time to speak to other people, to research things, to watch shows, to talk to my therapist, to just do what I need to do to make myself feel better, as well as focus on my medication and how that's working for me, instead of worrying about if I am on someone else's schedule or if I'm not feeling good, am I producing what I need to be producing. I'm focusing on myself. I would say that if you could take a second, a weekend, a week, whatever you might have, an hour, and just breathe and relax and really think about what you've been through, what your life has been, where your personality is at, and why you feel like it's so bad that something's changed, or that you're not understanding what you're doing at the moment, why your personality has changed, and evaluate, register why, and try to find a way to fix that. And I would say that that's probably just the best way for you to be the person you want to be, or at least head towards the road of that. And it'll also help you stop self-doubting, because you'll know, like, for sure, this is what I want, these are my morals and my ethics, and I want to align with those, and I don't want to do anything that's going to question these things. So evaluate those things and make sure that what you're doing, how you're acting, what you're involved in falls into your morals and how you feel is, something is ethical. And I think that would make you feel a lot more secure about the decisions that you're making. And like always, wanted to say, I have attached the links down below in case any of you guys are struggling or need any extra help and support. I've attached my 2 Instagram accounts, my personal and my mental health with Mel page, so that you guys can also reach out to me there if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to talk about a certain topic on here. I could do some research and talk to you guys about it. But besides that, like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week.